forward in our careers, I want to remind everyone to have fun. It might sound idealistic and possibly naive, but keeping that in mind has served me well all these years. And I wholeheartedly advocate finding and pursuing the kind of work that you find enjoyable and doesn't make you dread getting up in the morning on Mondays. And I wish all of you the best of luck in finding just that. Again, congratulations everyone, and don't forget to be awesome.
Our online program, as I said, is also a very important part of what we do. And we have Gabriel Grant here, who is representing online students, I guess.
Okay. If you had any classes with me, you know that I don't know how to keep it short, so I won't. So good afternoon, fellow graduates, families, and esteemed faculty and staff. We made it. It's a dangerous business, Frodo, going out your door. You step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to. I framed my whole graduate experience around Tolkien's The Hobbit. Before my first year on campus, my girlfriend Ashley threw me an unexpected going away party. The final film in the Hobbit series actually came out right before our final semester, which I thought was kind of a cool full circle moment. So I thought it appropriate to start with those words from Lord of the Rings, which not only follows the Hobbit and Bilbo and Frodo's journey, but kind of sums up our journey. So I want to talk about that quote. The journey is the obvious part. How do we keep our footing, especially when the field is changing so much? For me, it's all about remaining focused on a sense of home. At their most perilous moments, facing dragons, facing death, needing to muster up the strength of their wit in an instant. I'm not sure if I'm talking about grad school or the Hobbit. Both Bilbo and Frodo thought back to their home, the Shire. And what is home? I think home is the passion we brought into this program. Our professors and academic experiences helped us shape those passions into concrete skills and stretch their possibilities and implications. We refined that passion, we honed it. Our diverse backgrounds fed that passion and grew it. As much as we thought about librarianship, we were never asked to dissect that butterfly. Instead, we were asked to know it intimately, to observe how its wings reflect light, how it dances in the air, and how the poetry of its life cycle, despite having become a bit of a cliche, is poetry still. Think back to your first day, whether it was an in-person or online orientation. Remember the joy you felt when you got that letter of acceptance in the mail. We're all united by more than a degree. We're united by a passion. Don't let that go. If you would have let it go, it would have been when you gave up on a paper because you just couldn't quite pull your ideas together. Or when you completely forgot about a discussion board post. Or when you prepared a discussion board post only to see that one guy's essay compared to your paragraph. But you didn't. And whether you were cognizant of these moments of perseverance or not, they got you through. The root of that ability to persevere was your passion for the field, your curiosity, and your desire to grow. The knowledge that, no matter how many deadlines overlapped, no matter how difficult it was to balance the graduate studies and any kind of a social life, you were pursuing a journey. You were pursuing your passion. We chose this journey while Bilbo and Frodo had theirs thrust upon them. But that doesn't preclude their deep-seated desire for adventure and their more firmly rooted love of home. So I charge you to remember your passion. Remember where this journey began. We were fortunate enough to participate in a program that fostered the skill of adaptability to successfully face these uncertain roads ahead. We were taught how to advocate, how to support and enrich diversity, how to navigate the progressive changing future of our field, and assert ourselves as necessary. Most importantly, we were allowed to cultivate our passion. I find this so important because one of the most disconcerting things that I see in the professional world is a sense of being jaded and a loss of that spark. Oftentimes it's blamed on changing times, a desire to go back to how things once were. I often wonder if that jaded person ever goes home, complaining about those jaded times, and thinks about how they've changed. I wonder if they ever go home. Home to that place or that moment that inspired them to enter the field. Home to what made them take that first step. Home to the ignition of the flame of their own passion. Inevitably, we'll have our downs. I can think of a few points in the program when I thought I had taken on more than I could handle. I don't think Frodo and Bilbo understood just how impactful, how character building these most perilous moments were. Facing Gollum, losing their friends, sacrificing security for the greater good. To be frank, I don't think many people do in that moment. Hindsight allows us to see it, but what we learn from hindsight, and ostensibly from literature, is how important it is to put everything in perspective, to remember where we came from, and to draw strength from that place, from that sense of home. I'm almost finished. Never lose sight of that. Remember going forward your ability to persevere. Remember the journey, and most importantly, where it started. And at the expense of mixing my literary greats and revealing a great deal about what I read, I'll end with this. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light, which is from Harry Potter. Keep it lit, nurture that fire inside you, that passion. Every now and then, go home. Thank you.